Hello and welcome to Anime with whatever I end up deciding to call this YouTube channel. You might think that maybe I should have decided that before recording this video, but I just decided to go for it. So, there we go. So I'm starting a reaction channel to react to probably mostly seasonal anime. I have seen a lot of shows over the years, so reacting to older stuff, apart from a few specific things that I want to get to, but reacting to older stuff probably not going to happen. But I kind of want a way to keep myself accountable to the new seasonal stuff, and make sure that I keep watching it week to week, because I have a terrible tendency to get behind on things, and make sure I'm actually thinking properly about each episode. So I'm going to do some analysis, possibly. That'll be exciting, for each episode, alongside the commentary. So first things first, this is not, for the moment, going to be edited footage. I'm still pondering whether or not I'm going to do that, in terms of having footage from the show edited into the video. First, my editing skills consist of what I learned about DaVinci Resolve this morning, basically. So yeah, I'm not entirely convinced about my ability to edit an entire episode of an anime down to whatever YouTube requires, and also the copyright requirements, and that seem like insane. So for the moment, this is going to be timer-based reactions exclusively. They're all going to be timer-based. So you need your own copy of the episode. I will have a tiny sliver of it at the bottom to help the sync, and a timer as well to let you know where you are. So it's going to be like a 3, 2, 1 countdown. I'll start playing the episode, you start playing the episode at the same time. That's how we're going to do it for the moment. A lot of reactors do these. Most of the time it's behind paywalls, because they're kind of keeping the full length stuff. I mean, maybe I'll do that eventually. I don't know. I'm just testing this out with a couple of episodes of seasonal stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, the first episode that we're going to do on this channel is Nier Automata. It's one of these things where you suddenly realize you've never said it out loud, but it is one of my favorite games of all time. So I have played the game. I have heard a couple of things about the first episode of this, which were a little bit... We'll see how good it ends up being. I heard some questionable things about the CGI, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I might record a separate channel introduction video, because I'm not entirely sure this has got all the information that I wanted in it. I have done many takes of this intro now, trying to combine introducing the Nier show with the channel in general, so I think I'll maybe separate that out. So yeah, we're going to watch Nier. It's going to be timer based, as I said, so I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1. We're going to start the episode. I'll talk about it while it's on a little bit, and I will tell you what I think afterwards, and also how it compares to the game and such. Because yeah, huge Yoko Taro fan in general, but big fan of this game in specific. Hello, it's me from the future. I'm cutting in here just to add one extra thing that I forgot to mention. So I have played the game, but at the same time, I'm going to attempt to keep this as spoiler free as humanly possible. So I'm going to avoid talking about any future plot details. I am going to compare the game to the show, but I'm going to try and restrict it in as much as I can. I'm going to try and restrict it to the game up to the point where the show is reached. I'm going to try not to talk about any future stuff. So obviously, with me having played the game, I can't like 100% guarantee. I mean, I do know what's going to happen, so it's entirely possible I will inadvertently, I don't know, implied something that might be coming up, or I don't know. But I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible. So if for whatever reason you decide you want to watch this episode for the first time with me, then I'm going to try not to lead up to anything that might happen. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. Spoilers will be at the minimum that I can possibly make them, while still talking about the show in relation to the game. So back to previous me. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. I'm going to give you the 3, 2, 1, and we'll start the episode. So Nier Automata, episode 1, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so yeah, this is the opening. This is the same opening to the game. Possibly. I like the film grain. And the animation on 2B was good. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, the animation on 2B, great. That looks a bit rough though. The I can't remember what they're called, but the robots. I mean, everyone's a robot, but you know what I mean. The mechs. Yeah, so we're just going with the opening scene of the game. And I did know in advance that it was just going to use the game soundtrack, and I am honestly fine with that. I have seen a couple of people complain that it just uses the game soundtrack, but it's such a good soundtrack. It's one of my favorite soundtracks to anything ever. So if they'd messed with it, I might have been pissed off. Oh, that CG's a little rough though. Yeah, it's a little rough. It almost looks like they just used the in-game models, but surely. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked the mechs to be hand-drawn, but when do we get hand-drawn mechs these days? Almost never. We almost never get hand-drawn mechs. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Oh yeah, that looked pretty bad actually. I'm gonna try not to complain too much, but that CG 2B is that's horrible. Okay. Oh, that's rough. That's you're really going to hold the shot on that? We're going to hold that shot with that CG model? Like the mech's actually okay. It's the CG model of 2B that's just like, oh, she looks like she's made of plastic. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That doesn't look good. Okay, I'm gonna stop going on about it, but oh. See that? Hi 2B. Ah, there we go. See, actually animated 2B looks great, but that is literally just the cut from the game, I think, when it goes into the Oh, OP. Yeah, okay. What's the OP going to be? Is it the same singer? I don't think so. I it's going to be very embarrassing if I'm wrong on that, with that being one of my favorite soundtracks, but I don't think that's the Japanese singer from the original game soundtrack. Okay, we've got a lot of the androids, the twins, 2B's sword, 9S. Oh, it's an aimer. Okay, yeah. Adam and Eve, glory to mankind, and yada yada. The Igors, the giant robots. I can't remember the name of anything in this game. Yeah, I have a terrible memory for names, so be prepared for me not to have any idea what anything's supposed to be called. I recognize all of it, but I recognize that scene. Anyone who's played the game recognizes that scene. Oh, hello. Okay, this is interesting. Because this is from 9S's route. This is route B stuff. I wondered how they were going to like integrate those, and I guess they're doing it the very straightforward way. I love their relationship. We kind of skipped over the rest of the attack squadron being killed, which is weird because that interaction made a lot less sense if you didn't know that had happened. But okay, how are the fights? Yeah. The skirt flashes. Nice. That was kind of cool. Axe kick from the robot there. Okay, there's some nice stuff here. That's definitely the Japanese voice actor from the... I think they've got almost everyone back. I think. Okay, the opening boss fight. I got... Playing the game the first time, I got killed like twice by this thing. And you have to replay the entire opening segment if you die. Okay, Anime 2B did a lot better job of that than I did. Oh. Maybe not. Hey, 9S. The 3D model. I really wish they hadn't done that way. See, that looked fine. Why are they not doing whatever they did there all the time for the shots with the Meg? Okay. Good old chipper 9S. And 2B being sullen. That's a pet peeve of mine, translating San as miss, but it's fine. And the reaction. That's kind of a cool background. They've really faithfully recreated a lot of this stuff from the game. With stamping machines. Oh, there's that 3D model again. I'm sorry, every time it comes up, it just makes me cringe. It has been a while since I played the game. I'm not entirely sure how the sequence of events here works. It's also extra confusing because this is combining the first two routes of the game. There we go. Here's the big boy. That looks cool. And we got the ad break. Nice title cards. Those are classy. Okay. Oh, that OST, man, is so good. Yeah, this 2B animation's good. We get the confined fight with both of them. Oh, we're going to see the hacking minigame. don't know how this is going to work. Okay, so they've got an anime original with this. It's kind of Ghost in the Shell-ish. Okay, so I think they're going to use the hacking as an excuse for extra fight scenes. That's cool. Ouch. Poor old 9S. I'm sure he's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Ooh, yeah, you'll be fine. Some interesting things going with the character designs here. I'll have to talk about later. It's that model again. Stop using it, please. It disturbs me so much. Okay, here he comes. Here we go with a why are you hitting yourself moment. Okay, we had the stab, 2B falls. Ooh, ouch. And here we, yeah. That's the rest of them. I did always wonder in the game exactly where those things came from. I don't think it was entirely clear that they just kind of materialized from your chest. Running in circles in the bunker. But he didn't get all of it. Oh yeah, I should have done that salute. Glory to mankind. Interesting. I don't think we're... Oh, hello. Is that a puppet? Is that a real puppet? Oh, okay. Okay, that's definitely a puppet. Got the Robot Village song in the background, the 8-bit version. Okay, that's really cool. I don't remember this explanation from the game. Interesting. Black box. The annihilation. Self-destructing the bunker. The entire structure. And okay. We had the destroy the bunker ending with your black box. Okay, and that's it. We didn't have an ED. Yeah. Okay. Well. That was. Yeah, that was a thing that I saw. Yes. So I played the original game in Japanese because I'm a huge weeb like that, and I play Japanese games in the original language where possible. So it was nice to hear all the voice actors back. I mean, that's cool. I think everyone's the same. I didn't look into that before the series came out, but I'm pretty sure all the voice actors they sound the same anyway. I'd be very surprised if that's different. Obviously, I'm not going to comment too much on the plot because I know what's happening. I know what's going to happen. In terms of the visuals, yeah. Okay, one of my all-time favorite anime, right, is Land of the Lustrous, Hoseki no Kuni, which is an all CG anime, right? So I am not one of these people who's like, all CGI on an anime is bad, because there are people who just like hate it and everything. I like, again, not even one of my all-time favorite anime is entirely CG. So with that in mind, I'm not one to rag on CG for no reason. Chainsaw Man, like I thought the CG integration in Chainsaw Man, with a couple of small exceptions, was really good. The CG in this was ropey. Yeah, so, some of it was. Yeah, I mean, some of it was okay, I guess. Some of the stuff with the Goliaths at the end was fine. There was a kind of lack of. There was the fight. Like I'm expecting the robots for the most part to be CG. That's fair enough. Like I get why they would do that. Versus the but then I would want it to be the androids are traditionally animated and then the robots are CGI, and that you would kind of thematically that would kind of work as well. And for the most part, that is how they're doing it, to be fair. But I mean, I got to talk about the elephant in the room, which is it's the CG models of 2B and 9S when they're in the mechs. Those were horrible. Like those were really bad. Like some of the CGI in general was a bit rough, but that was just, oh god. I think I said the same thing every time they came on screen, and it probably got annoying. But like I said during the episode, I was cringing every time I saw them because they're so horrible. They look like those really like the action figures you get, but the really cheap ones where they've got no articulation. They're just like a solid block of like shiny plastic. They looked like that. They looked like an action figure sitting in a cardboard like display package. Oh my god! How did that get into the episode? It looks terrible. In your first episode as well. Now, okay, that's not. Yeah, I mean, thinking about what's going to come, and again, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but thinking about what's going to come, I doubt that'll come up very much. I don't think we'll see a lot of that, even if they choose to animate the pilots of the mechs the same way every time. And I really hope they improve that. But even if it is the same every time, we won't see it very much. So that's okay, I guess. But in the first episode of the show, and early in the first episode as well, it's going to be a barrier to entry for some people. It's like all the people who didn't watch Golden Kamuy because of the CGI bear at the start. And that's a great show, right? But it's got really terrible CGI bear, I think, in the first episode or maybe in the second episode, that ended up with a lot of people just dropped it there because they're like, oh, this is going to look like that all the way through. And I have a horrible feeling this is going to be a similar situation because that looked really egregiously bad. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. But I'm going to stop talking about that now because it was bad. I could see it was bad. Everyone could see that was bad. I don't think there's going to be any debate on that one. How is the rest of it adaptation-wise? Yeah, it was interesting. They've combined routes A and B. By the looks of things, that's how they're going to do it. It's going to be routes A and B just kind of interleaved into each other, which, yeah, that makes sense. One of the things about Nier is that was always going to be not complicated exactly, but complicated, but difficult to replicate the feeling of the game because the game has multiple routes where you go through the game separate times. Technically, this is a spoiler for the game, but like the anime has already shown you that. So like you play from 2B's perspective and then play basically the same events from 9S's perspective. So there's some diverging things, but it's basically the same plot from a different perspective. You play the first one, then the second one, route A, and then route B. So yeah, they're just interleaving route A and B, which yeah, that's fine. it's very conventional, which is kind of the vibe I'm getting from this in general. Is it's going to be a very conventional adaptation, which is so like Yoko Taro, the guy behind Nier and like Drakengard and all the other weird stuff that he's done. He's a weird dude, right? He's a weird guy, but like kind of a genius. So I had heard quite early on in the production of this series that he was involved. Like he's not show running it in any meaningful sense, and he's not the director. But I had heard that he had like a significant degree of creative involvement. I have heard rumors contrary to that recently, like some of the stuff he said about him having, because what I thought might happen is this might be pretty like wildly out there from what happens in the game, because that would be a very Yoko Taro thing to do. To have the anime be like a wildly divergent thing from the game, you know, and have lots of very different things happen, which it's, yeah, could be the case further down the line, maybe. We'll see. But from this first episode, this seems like it's going to be pretty conventional, which I tried not to go into it with super high expectations, but it's a little disappointing. Let me put it that way. I was expecting some kind of crazy Yoko Taro stuff, and it kind of looks like we're just going to get Routes A and B of the game. I think this is, I saw just earlier today that I think this is going to 24 episodes. Be interesting to speculate exactly how far this is going to go. It's really hard to judge because with so much of the game, you know, I mean, it's an open world, kind of open world game. So a lot of the playtime in the game is spent just running around the place and you know, doing random side quests and things. And obviously not all that's going to make it into the game, into the anime. So 24 episodes. Could you do the entire game? Like up to ending C? In 24 episodes? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think you probably could. If this is a very conventional adaptation, I suspect that's probably going to be the case. We'll probably get the entire game in 24 episodes, which, again, is a little disappointing. Still depends if it diverges wildly, like halfway through. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, that there's going to be some huge Yoko Taro kind of rug pull moment about halfway through where something really wild happens. But we'll have to see. Yeah. So not much to talk about in the plot. I was interesting that they stopped where they didn't explain a huge amount, which I mean tracks with the game, but it's kind of an enigmatic opening to an anime. Yeah? I don't know. I'm not sure what they could have done differently there, but the puppets were great. Yeah, because the game has a load of like joke endings where you can like just do dumb stuff. I won't spoil any of them here, but that one was you can engage the for kind of weird reasons. You can engage the self-destruct on whichever android you're playing as using the black box. But if you engage the self-destruct in the space station at the end of the episode, you get game over where the space station is destroyed and everyone dies because you blew up the space station. Which is one of the kind of minor joke endings in the game. So it kind of looks like, from what the pod was saying at the end there, like the ending sequences with little puppets, which are amazing, are going to be illustrating a lot of the minor endings that you could have taken if you were playing the game. So that's really cool. See that. It's not that I wish the entire episode was puppets. Well, maybe a little bit, but like I wouldn't have wanted probably wouldn't have wanted the entire episode to be puppets, but like that kind of thing, where it's got more of Yoko Taro's kind of sense of humor in it, and it's kind of an original thing for the anime to do. I mean, it's just the first episode. CGI was rough. That could be more of a budget and time thing than a creative problem. I'm not totally convinced by the kind of conventional nature of the adaptation, but we'll see how it goes in. See what happens with the more character focused stuff, because the character animation was good. Oh yeah, that was one other thing I wanted to say was it's going to be interesting watching this as an anime actually, because in game the fact that your two main characters are blindfolded for most of it, like, and not just blindfolded, but have like coverings that go kind of down to nose level and a bit above eyebrow level as well. It's kind of fine in the game because you're looking from a third person perspective, and you do have the cutscenes, but you're not concentrating on faces. But for an animation, that's the fact you can't see their eyes most of the time. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they manage that in the character moments. There's a bit at the end there where I noticed they were doing a bit more in terms of animating like body language than I think maybe I'd normally expect from an anime. I kind of more of a focus in on it. So I guess maybe they'll go more for that. They'll try and illustrate things through body language, where normally in anime you'd have a focus on the face, and the eyes are obviously a huge part of the kind of anime style in terms of getting across emotional content and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they animate around that. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So that was episode 1 of Nier Automata, however you want to say that. Yeah, mixed feelings. Let me know what you thought of that down in the comments, whether you are an anime only or whether you played the game. Did the horrible CGI, did the CGI that I disliked, did that stand out as much to everyone else as it did to me? I suspect it probably did. What were your thoughts going forward? I would like to hear about all this stuff, so please let me know in the comments. Yeah, and we'll see how episode 2 goes next week. I'm going to try and get this out soon. I might have to re-record a bit of stuff at the start, just to give myself a bit more of an intro spiel, unless I do an actual intro video, but we'll see. So I'll try and get this out soon, and then get the next episode out. Maybe on the day it airs, maybe not. We'll see how much time I've got. But yeah, I would. Hopefully, you can expect the next episode soon after the air date. Yeah. So, episode 1 done, and that's it for now. I will see you all later on.